The music just feels so good. You're on to number one. Radio.com.
Right now, I am on the phone with singer-songwriter Vince Palmeri. Vince, what is going on, brother? How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great, man. You know, me and you have been kind of talking for a while. And now that I'm on Triple Threat, man, we definitely want to go ahead and get some true talent on the radio. You know what I mean? Get some true talent out there and get their music out there. And we're going to go over your track Painkiller, because that's the new one you have out right now. And it is popping. So what do you, like, in a genre, what do you consider yourself?
Yeah, so for me, I think at my core, I'm pop. And I've always been pop, and I always will be pop. But I think the cool thing about pop music is it's kind of broad, and it kind of gives you the freedom to experiment and kind of test different waters. And there's so many different subsets of it. So at my core, I'm pop, and that's where I'm gonna stay. But Painkiller is kind of me experimenting with more of like a soft pop rock kind of vibe. And
right.
It's definitely got like a very singer-songwriter aspect to it as well, but I would say it's like a pop rock feel for sure.
Okay. Now, you play, because I've also been following you on TikTok. We follow each other, and you do a lot of acoustic stuff, and I think that's truly awesome, because sometimes people kind of stick pop artists with, okay, well, maybe they can sing, but a lot of their stuff has to do with the production and the music behind them and their effects and this and that. And I love how you go out there and you show people, listen, whether you listen to me or not, I'm talented. This is what I can do. And you're amazing when it comes to playing the acoustic and just kind of going with it. How long have you been playing guitar?
I've been playing guitar now probably 5-6 years.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm all self-taught, so I've never really had a lesson or anything. But I think a lot of my songs start as acoustic songs, to be honest with you. Like, I'll hear a melody, or I'll hear a lyric, or I'll hear a line or something, and I'm like, what, I need to get this out. And there's a lot of times where I'll write songs over, instrumentals or beats my producers will send me, but then there's times when, I don't really have something that fits what I want to say, so I'll just pull out my guitar and write it that way. And I've written a lot of songs that way. And I think as a songwriter and I think as a singer, I think you've got to. I think, you've got to either play guitar or piano or something, because you just need a medium to get your voice out there and to get what you want to say out there. So that's mine.
Right. Do you, when it comes to writing music, is the process easier because you can do both, play both an instrument and sing?
I'd say, yeah, because I know a lot of songwriters that, and I think more power to them, but there's people who can sit in a room with no instrumentation, no beat to listen to, not even a chord progression, and just write a full song.
Right.
And I think that's way harder, because you have nothing to go off of, you have nothing to build off of, you have nothing putting you in a key, and you just got to kind of just do it. So it can be done, and I know a lot of people that do it that way, but it's not really how I do things, because I like to have a basis and like a feel to go off of when I write music. So, but I definitely do think it makes it easier.
Okay. Do you play any other instruments?
I played piano when I was a kid. I kind of fell off it. Sorry to say. I wish I stuck with it, but it was a little bit I think it was too classical for me, and I was just bored with it. And I think I always wanted to do pop music, so I kind of quit. But I wish I didn't. But I do still remember a little bit of it.
Okay. Do you have a musical background with your family?
Yeah. So since I was born, my dad was in a classic rock cover band, and they played all around our town. So from a very young age, I was immersed in it. And my dad also plays guitar. My dad plays lead guitar. He plays piano, and he sings as well.
Right.
So it was kind of always in me, and it was always kind of in my face from the time I could talk. I remember coming downstairs and listening to my dad play the piano, singing Billy Joel, Elton John, you name it, and I would just get up there with him and do it. So yeah, I think a huge part of why I'm doing what I'm doing is because of how I grew up and the background and everything like that.
Okay. Can you maybe not remember the first time you went to one of your father's gigs, but like for me personally, like my sister's been performing since she was 18 years old, and a lot of how comfortable I am in front of crowds and how comfortable I am performing in front of people comes from not only practice. Obviously, you need practice, but going to her events and seeing how totally comfortable she is on stage. What's her prep? Can you like how much of how comfortable? Because obviously you're up there in front of crowds. You don't mind. You don't mind kind of showing off what you can do in front of at the kind of the drop of a dime. So do you attribute some of that to how to being able to see your father go and do shows and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think 100%. And it's funny you mentioned that because the first time I could remember being at one of his shows was like they were doing like a lake house party in like the middle of August or something like that. I was very young. I think I was like 5 or 6, and I was always singing with him, but I was very scared to be up on stage, because you're a little kid and you're scared of things like that. And he kind of shoved me up on stage and was like, "You just got to do it. You just got to get over it." And I sang "One Headlight" by the Wallflowers.
Nice.
That was like popping in the 90s.
Right.
And I sang that, and there's like a video of me singing it at like 6, and I was like terrified. I think I like cried or something like that.
That is amazing.
So, yeah, that was my first experience on stage, and ever since then, it was kind of like, well, it can't be any worse than that, right? So sometimes you gotta just do it and get over it.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome, and to kind of like where you are now, to look back at that, like that probably could have turned 90% of people away from doing what they do, going up there and crying and the embarrassment and the whole thing. And it almost like kind of like opened that door up to you and just kind of kept pushing you. And I mean, to the point where you're at now, like that's pretty, and you have a video of that.
I somewhere there is a video of it. I don't know where exactly, but I know there's a video of it.
Okay, no, that's mad cool. That's mad cool. All right, so listen, we've talked about you. It's time to get into some of your music. Now we're going to talk about the most recent stuff in a little while. We'll get to Painkiller, but let's kind of scroll back a little. Let's scroll back, right? Let's go to Lady Player. Now,
all right, let's do
it. I saw this video and it had the Eric Pride's "Call on Me," Kanye. What's the name of that song? The Kanye song, the Workout Plan. It had those vibes to it. Like it wasn't.
Exactly what we were going for.
Yes, like it wasn't like trying to be like straight up like this is gonna be a sexy video. Like it just felt like you guys were like, we're just gonna make fun. We're gonna have a good time. Let's go in. First of all, let's go into what the thought process was when you were making the actual song.
Yeah. So, Lady Player, funny enough, it's a very like 80s electronic song, and I love 80s. I love all that stuff, and it just felt like it fit this song. But I actually wrote it on my guitar, funny enough. So it started off as an acoustic song.
Nice.
That we built up. I put out the song in June, and then the Scene Kings did like a dance remix to it, and for the video that you're talking about,
right.
Like "Call on Me" Kanye video. And basically that song, I think I wrote it like January of 2020, and I was listening. I forgot what song it was, but it was just a song on the radio, and I was like, damn, there's so many songs that are popular sung by women about calling out men who are players, you know? And it's like, you could probably think of a million songs like that where the women are just talking about, oh, he played me, he's a player, like, F that guy. And I was like, I've never really heard it from the guy's perspective, where the guy is kind of getting played by the chick.
Yeah, we never want to admit that. That's probably why. So
right, and I was like, but wouldn't that be a unique thing to write a song about? Because you never hear a man singing about a girl who's a player.
Right.
And I was like, I'll just call the song "Lady Player." So that's kind of how I came up with the concept for it.
All right, and then going into the video, like, so you're in a a gym, a workout room, right? Looks like there's some yoga or Zumba going on in there, and all these in like the get-ups are amazing, like straight 80s. I loved it. The bright colors, leg warmers, the whole. I mean, it was just amazing. Y'all did an amazing job with this. So
thank you.
When who came up with the concept of the video, and then how was that first conversation of like, this is what I want? How did everyone take it?
Well, so the song, like I said, very 80s inspired, it's kind of a corny or silly concept, and I felt like the video had to reflect that. Obviously,
Right.
we're not going to do a serious video for a song called Lady Player. So I brought it to my video guy, Cameron Gallagher, he's probably done 9 videos with me at this point, and
Nice.
he's fantastic. He's just the best of the best. And I brought it to my choreographer, Nikki, who she owns the dance studio that we shot the video at, and
Right.
she's also choreographed a few of my videos. She starred in some of my videos, and the single was coming out, and honestly, man, we planned this video in like a day and a half, I think, because I was like, look, Nikki, the single's coming out. Do you think we could squeeze in a quick video? And, like, I need like you, and I need like 2 other girls, because Nikki was the main girl in it. And I was like, I want to do like a call on me type spoof thing where like I walk in, you're the instructor, and I'm kind of trying to get in on the class, and I was like, I just want it to be like funny and corny, but also like I want there to be some like nice choreography, and I want it to look like it's 1982,
Yeah.
So she's like, say no more, I got you. She went out to like Party City. She got all the attire. She got the leg warmers for the girls,
Nice.
the headbands.
Shout out to Party City.
Shout out to Party City. They've supplied a lot of my videos.
Right.
But so she was very about it. She loved the song, and she's like, I love the concept. We could definitely do like a Kanye workout tape, call on me type thing. I think that'll be cool.
Nice.
So we put it together. She did the choreo. I got some short shorts, and yeah, the rest is history.
So they gotta go see it. We'll go into your YouTube and all that kind of stuff where they can go. But let's kind of fast forward a little bit. And so I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Tony Braxton came before Chemicals, or Chemicals before Tony Braxton?
Chemicals React, the song came out in August. Then Tony Braxton came out in October, and then the video for Chemicals came out after Tony Braxton.
Okay, so you said that the this one person that you were working with, they did most of your videos.
Mm-hmm.
The videos I've seen for Chemical Reaction, Criminal, like there's much more than just like, hey, this is just a perfect stranger, and they came to me with a concept, and like it just feels like you guys are working together, like you guys are in sync.
Yeah. Oh, we got to be on the same page. And for Criminal and for Chemicals React, again, it's the same crew I mentioned to you before. It's Cameron shooting behind the camera,
right?
And Nikki kind of handles like creative design, choreography, set design, and just the overall concept with me. And yeah, but for each of those videos, I really wanted to up my game. And originally for Chemicals React, I had this idea to do like this whole like high school stereotype, like 90s thing where like we played on a bunch of different high school stereotypes and like something like that. And then Nikki was like, well, hold on, like just because she was listening to the song, and it's my song, so I'm deaf to it at this point, but she was like, some of the lyrics kind of sound like Halloweenish to me, like just some of the things you're saying, like you got me wrapped around your fingers, set me free, stuff like that. And I was like, Halloween? I was like, I don't know. And I've never been a big fan of Halloween personally, but she was like, no, I really think we could do like a thriller kind of like spooky video for this.
That's exactly where, when I saw the video, like, first of all, the fact that you guys are paying homage to a lot of these older artists and just older concepts, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people try to go too new school with it, and I mean, if a certain concept fits the song, and like she said, it just works. And Chemicals React, that video, like expertly done.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, Cameron is the best at what he does, and Nikki, I really, she did the majority of the work for that one, because she's like, I really believe in this Halloween idea. She's like, just put this in my trust and let me do it. And I was like, fine. So I gave her the green light, and she, again, went off to Party City, got all the stuff. I called up my band. We got some masks. We got some makeup artists. And she's like, you're going to be doing choreography. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that, because I'm not much of a dancer. But she's like, it'll be fine. And
it came out great. It came out great. I mean, honestly, like some straight thriller vibes. I mean, and the dancing was on point. I mean, it's when things mesh, they mesh, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
No, I'm really happy with how that turned out.
so me and you kind of started talking through Theory is Everything for the Tony
Mm-hmm.
Braxton song. We pushed it out on TikTok and on Instagram and stuff like that. So how did that? Because it was you, Theory is Everything, and Danielle B. So explain how you guys got together for this song. Because it just seems like the three of you are on three totally different sides of the spectrum with your music, and the whole vibe of each of you. It wouldn't sound like you'd mesh, but the song is amazing.
Yeah, it worked. It did. And Theory's been a friend of mine for a while now. Theory actually, I met him back in like October or August of like 2019, and Theory got me connected with some really great producers and people that I work with still to this day, because he's been around the block and
Right.
he's been in the industry forever, and he's a writer himself, but he also raps. And basically how the song came about was he was like freestyling on a beat one day, and he posted it on social media, and it was just this very like underproduced kind of like sketch Latin reggaeton beat, and he just had a verse, and I was like, wait, this is actually good. I was like, we should turn this into a song. And he was like, really? Because he had no intention of like doing anything with it. And I was like, no, we got to turn this into a song. So I wrote my little verse for it. We went to the studio and I recorded it. And then we're like, what's the hook? Like, we need a hook. Like, what is this song about? And he's like, somebody please call Tony Braxton. And that's basically it. He just kind of said it, and I was like, that's it. And then he called up his friend Kevin, who was managing Danielle, and he's like, hey, we want a female vocalist on the track. And she cut her vocals. I think she's down in like Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and she sent us her vocals, and the rest is history.
No, and it's an amazing song. You guys did a kind of like a TikTok dance to it, and that went viral. And I mean, just an amazing song, like I said. And the three of you just perfectly, it just went totally well together. That's where we started talking. And so now let's fast forward. Let's go to Criminal, because Criminal. Yeah. To me, Criminal has, again, some of that, it may look new school, but it's got old school, like idealistic stuff. Yeah. So, let's go into Criminal.
Yeah, so Criminal is the first single off my upcoming EP, which is coming out next month.
Okay.
Which I'm very excited about. But Criminal was like the first song that I was releasing since, first solo song I was releasing since Chemicals. So I kind of wanted to come back with a statement, and every time I go a few months without releasing music, I want to make sure I come back like swinging,
Right.
And Criminal was like kind of me reinventing myself. It's like it was like a newer, like more explicit VP. It was a newer sound. It wasn't like, a lot of my stuff is known for like the big screaming choruses with like the big hooks and everything like that. And for this one, I'm kind of more chilling, kind of more laid back, and it's kind of like a more just like sultry kind of sound. And for the video, I was like, how do we?
Let's get into that.
I was like, for the video, how do we do a video that's selling the song, that's got the sex appeal that the song is like begging for, but is still interesting and not just like another like, Usher, Chris Brown.
Right.
How do we make this different? And I was thinking about Criminal, and then like I thought like Mafia, and then I thought like 1920s,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that's it. I was like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do like a Prohibition, speakeasy 1920s style video where like I'm the mob boss, but the girl's also like working for a different mob boss, and she's like pulling one over on me. And,
Right.
I brought it to Nikki again. She loved it, so she got the talent. She did the choreography, set design, all that stuff. We rented out a legitimate speakeasy here in Albany.
Nice.
And I'm really, really stoked with how that one turned out.
Oh well, I mean, it's it's hot from start to finish. The background scenery. I mean, honestly, again, you can tell you at this point, you and Nikki are like you kind of can't do stuff without each other. I mean, these videos are just amazing at this point. Okay, so before we get into Painkiller, let's go over where your music can be found, because I know there are people out there that are salivating right now saying, where can I get some Vince Palmeri music? I need it right now. So let them know how they can get your music.
So Instagram, you can find me, Vince Palmeri Music. On TikTok, it's just Vince Palmeri. I'm on Twitter, and I gotta check my Twitter name. Twitter name is Palmeri_Vince. But yeah, just check me out on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you stream music. I'm there. It's Vince Palmeri, so check it out.
All right, so he's everywhere. You got all his socials. We got that out the way. Now let's dive into Painkiller. Let's tell me what was people write from stuff that they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
Was this one of those songs?
Yeah, I think Painkiller, as well as, there's a couple other songs on the EP where I'm definitely writing from a more personal and kind of honest place, and I think a lot of my music's very fun. It's danceable, it's catchy. But for this one, I wanted to put out like a different side of me, and I wanted to put out kind of a more like authentic right. side of Vince that I don't showcase a lot. But for me, Painkiller is a product of stuff I've been through. And it's also a product of the times,
Right.
2020 was it was a rough year. And I think a lot of people were feeling it. And I think people were going through it in general. So I think overall, like, it was a message that people could relate to. And I think the whole message of the song is having somebody who's getting you through the hard times and the painful parts, and kind of, using someone you love and using someone who's there for you to numb the pain. And I just really liked that sentiment. I liked the idea of like comparing, because there's a million ways to write a love song, and I love writing love songs, but
right.
to me, comparing, somebody's love for you is like a painkiller. I was like, that's a good idea, and I want to run with it, and I want to do it up. And yeah, Painkiller is probably my favorite song on the project, but we'll see what everyone thinks. Everybody's got a different favorite.
Right. Okay. And you brought up the project. You brought up the song before this. So, what's the name of the EP?
The EP is also called Painkiller.
Okay, so it's called Painkiller.
Yep.
How many songs do you have slated for it?
5, but probably 6, because I've got a remix in the making now.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna slide a remix in there too.
Awesome. Okay. And when is this official project gonna drop?
So project drops April 9th. It's going to be out everywhere, but I'm doing one more single beforehand,
okay.
which is coming out March 26th, so watch out for that.
Okay.
But yeah, Criminal's on it, Painkiller's on it, and
okay.
there's a couple more too, so
I'm
excited about it.
I'm not ashamed to like ask, because we like exclusives. We like to know some things maybe people don't. So you said March 26th or 25th?
26th.
26th. Okay. So on the 26th, you maybe give us a hint on the name of this new song?
I could give you a hint if you really want to. And I'm going to preface this with it's another very personal song for me.
Okay.
Probably my most personal, but the song is called Scar Tissue. Ooh. And it's coming March 26th.
Okay. All right. There we go. Now that's...
And I will say it's very different from. I know I say this a lot, but it's definitely very different from my other stuff. It's not a sound you've heard from me yet, but I'm very excited about it.
But it's good that you have different flavors coming from you, and it's not always like some people do the same type of music and they bring in other artists to help change up the feel. You change your own genre, you change your own feel by yourself, which is good. That means you know what you want, and you don't want to kind of, even though you're kind of, you say you consider yourself pop, you don't want to get stuck in that like bubblegum. You want to show that you can do this and you can do that, and you can be raunchy and you could be comedic and you could be serious and you can show emotion, and I mean, your music's everywhere.
Versatile.
So yeah, exactly, versatile, exactly. All right, so listen, I don't want to take a lot more of your time. I understand you're a busy man, so. I like to ask this because it's important. It's important because when I was growing up as an artist, I didn't get a lot of advice from other people. There's a young artist coming up right now, singer-songwriter, is at that brink. It's kind of like that make or break moment where that person is either going to kind of put his head down, go full speed head forward, or kind of say, all right, let's go to plan B. What would you tell that person?
Is this a hypothetical or is this a real situation?
No, hypothetical. Just anybody out
Okay.
there. You know how it is. There's always people out there trying
Yeah.
that get to that point where it's like, all right, what am I gonna do right now? Am I gonna keep pushing forward on this, or am I gonna say, all right, let's go to Plan B, and let's, take up engineering or something like that, like,
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's an interesting question. It's a good question, and it's definitely something I've considered before, and I think about all the time. And I think with the age of social media and always looking so sparkly and put together online, I think it's easy to forget that like we're all kind of just trying to get our way through, and we're all just trying to figure out as we go, and
Right.
I feel that way all the time. Sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be like, what am I doing? What am I doing next? What is my next move? But my advice to anybody who's feeling that way, I think ask yourself, like, how would it make you feel, I guess, to not be doing music and not be doing this every day? Because if it's something you can live without, and it's something that you kind of just see as a hobby and like a side interest, then maybe you should take up engineering, honestly. But if it's something that's just like driving you to like live every day and keep going, and if it's something that's just like driving your soul, then yeah, there's no question, you got to keep moving. And that's the conversation I have with myself a lot when I'm feeling doubt, when I'm feeling like I'm second guessing myself, and I kind of stop and think, well, if I wasn't doing this, what else would I be doing? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know what else I would be doing, and I can't really figure it out. So I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep going. So to anybody out there questioning, keep going.
That's an amazing answer. I mean, could you picture yourself not doing it, and that should tell you whether or not you can do it, or you should continue doing it. Amazing answer.
If you'd be content doing something else, or if you have like a fallback idea that would make you just as happy, just do that. Just do that, because that's a safe bet. But if you're committed and you're committed to your artistry and you're committed to your music, then hey, you never really have a choice.
Definitely. The music industry is not very nice. So
oh my God, no, it's brutal. I'll be honest with you, it's brutal.
Yes.
And it's tough, and you got to be okay with rejection and people not caring about you at all. So.
Right. Vince, you are the man. Thank you so much for your time, brother. Looking forward to this new EP, man. Listen, you got music, I will play it. I mean, that's just what it is. Send me whatever you got. New music come out, send me it, man. Tag me on stuff, whatever it is, bro. I love your music. It's good to see people with talent, actual talent, going out there and pushing forward and just kind of changing the landscape, man. It's sometimes it gets a little tired of like the effects and the
same old stuff.
Exactly.
I get that.
Exactly.
I totally get that.
Exactly.
That's another thing I would say to anybody coming up or questioning, or just do what makes you feel the most authentic, because if I was trying to do music right now that was fitting in with trends and that was hot, that was on the Hot 100 right now, like I wouldn't be loving it. So I got to do what makes me feel authentic and good and what I like. And, first things first, make music you like, and then, hope other people will like it too. And that's usually what I've heard is the best way to do it. So.
There you go. Wise words from a wise man. Mr. Vince Palmeri, thank you so much, brother. All right, so we're going to go into your latest track. And I know that I wouldn't do the job needed to introduce it. So I'm going to let you take over, and then we're going to go right into the song. So, Vince, all yours, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. All right, this is Painkiller. Hope you guys love it. Take care.